Right, we just had to just take care of just one small in-house matter. So Jomarie, you had started to highlight for us the home aspects of the scales. Of course,
Mhm.
you highlighted, the weight scales and so on. Any other scales that you would recommend
Mhm.
for home use as well?
Um, yeah, for home use, we could also incorporate Joseph the digital skills.
Mm-hmm.
That would be able they could be able to give you a faster readout, a clear readout as you put the whatever product onto that scale that it gives you that reading for that scale. And then also with the digital skills, then you wouldn't have to basically a level of guessing because sometimes with the analog skills, the dial skills, for instance, you cannot tell if it's in between a deviation.
Okay,
So
okay,
sometimes you
okay.
might say it's 10.25 pounds, whereas in essence it's actually 10 pounds.
Okay. All
It
right.
eliminates some form of that human error. And as I said, Joseph, yeah, so that's basically some of the types of skills for home use.
All right. Other than home use, let's say what would be some of the other key groups, and what are some of the
Mhm.
recommendations you would like to suggest
Yeah.
and propose
Mhm.
to them that they should be going
Yeah.
for?
Okay. So the key groups, as I talked about before, the agricultural sector. So we are the farmers and the market vendors. Um, Joseph, I hope you have your notepad again.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see that word again.
Mm-hmm.
Legal for trade
Mm-hmm.
because it's being used in commercially. Also, we want those skills need to be sturdy, as I said,
Mm-hmm.
durable.
Mm-hmm.
Because you might just come to put a 100 pound bag of dashing 100 pound bag of passion fruit onto that scale, so it has to be robust that it can withstand that, Joseph. And then for these types of users,
Mm-hmm.
we you can encourage them to get like a platform scale, large enough platform that they could put the produce on, and also if they require something smaller,
Mm-hmm.
they could use
Mm-hmm.
a hanging scale, so they
Okay.
could suspend
Okay.
the whatever produce in front of the consumer.
So those would be more focused for, like, let's say farmers, market
Yes,
vendors,
yes,
those
Joseph.
those
Yes,
specific
types of
people.
people.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah. Um, then also Joseph, if you talk about the other main people, like the fisher folks,
Mm-hmm.
we say
Yes,
because we know for
yes,
sure the fisher folks use
yes.
skills. They will need something that's water and salt resistant. Because you know they're using it in the sea,
Mm-hmm.
so to prevent corrosion
Right.
of the internal parts, you need something that's water and salt resistant. As I said again, also rugged construction, something that can withstand the robust use of it, because we know some fishes can weigh a lot.
Yes.
You understand, Joseph? Something that's also has maybe like a long battery life something that's portable. Like I say, if they're going like a mobile fish vendor
Mm-hmm.
at the
Mm-hmm.
back, because we see them at the back of their van selling
Yes.
fishes in the
True.
different communities. So something that has a long battery life, or that when you charge it, that you could get a full day's use of it. And then also, for instance, you could put something that could be tiered as well. As we said, like you could use a small container,
Mm-hmm.
like if like I say someone comes with their bowl, tear the bowl, and then
Mm-hmm.
you could put the smaller fishes like the bala and so forth in it, just to weigh out for them, Joseph.
Right. So the fisher folks, we've touched on, the fisher folks, the household, um, construction.
Mhm.
Any specific ones for the construction industry
Yeah,
that you like to recommend?
yeah. Well, you see now, Joseph, like the construction industry now is a little more streamlined,
Okay.
because
Okay.
just like with the
Mm-hmm.
petroleum, because of that type of industry, there's a I don't want to say like a limited options that can be used effectively in that sector. Like for instance, the way bridges, they have to be large enough to for the trucks to fit on. So there's not much variation for the way bridges and so forth. Also, like for the crane skills, the overhead skills, they can weigh out like large capacities, like 1,000 kilograms and so forth. So they are made in some form of like uniqueness for the industry, for the construction sector. As I said before, they will always be robust. They will always be durable because they're being used outside as well, external. So they're especially for dust, water, and so forth. They have to have that form of protection against these elements so that you can get the use out of them.
Okay. I want to sort of come back to um the agricultural
Mhm.
aspect,
Mhm.
both because fisheries does kind of fall under
Yes, yeah,
agriculture, of
the
course,
blue and green
the blue
economy.
and green economy.
Yes.
I want to ask, and
Mhm.
I hope you don't, I hope, especially our listeners don't think that this might be a sort of a challenging slash controversial question,
Mhm.
but sometimes we do see problems
Yes.
with produce skills
Yes. Joseph.
when the bureau goes around. What's some some of the more common problems
Mhm.
that you all observe, and what are some of the things that you all help producers and
Mm.
fisher folks to correct
Mm.
those problems that they may encounter,
Yes.
Jomari?
Yes, Joseph. One of the major problems that we see, like especially the produce and then also the fishers, using a skill that is not meant to be used in, like, let's say, harsh environments,
Mm-hmm.
exposed to water, the salt water, also like the vendors and so forth. When they're on the market, they could get rain and at any given time. So using skills in harsh environments, also Joseph, like sometimes the displays might be hard to read because when you as a consumer come to the vendor and you put your produce onto the scale, you want to make sure that you as a consumer can understand what readout this scale is actually giving. So a simple readout
Mm-hmm.
for both the consumer and also the person selling whatever
Okay.
produce it
Okay.
is. Um, some of the things that we also see, like the scales might be, like the platforms might be a little damaged because some, just by the use,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe not gently resting down the whatever produce to weigh.
Okay.
Sometimes it might
They
be
rough it up a little
dropped.
bit.
Yeah, get a little
Okay.
rough there. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that might damage the platforms as well. For the electronic ones, some might just have weak batteries. That might just need something swapped out. Minor maintenance, and then also Joseph, the scales sometimes are not being zeroed.
What does that mean?
Yes.
Yes. What does that
So
mean?
sometimes, let's say when you're using a scale, um, you put whatever you want to weigh on there, and
Mm-hmm.
then you remove it. You conduct the transaction basically, and then you remove it. Sometimes that device might have a little issue getting back to a true zero. So it might say, let's say 0.01 instead of actually saying zero. So you might
Okay.
have to act physically just assist the scale and then zero it, Joseph. So sometimes that is not done, so you might not get a true value, a true reading for that transaction because something was left on the scale
Mm.
before the next transaction.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
Joseph.
All right. So, and of course, we spoke about the construction.
Yes.
Um, and I know a lot of the cement
Hmm.
bags, for example, they already come pre-packaged.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm assuming they would have to present documentation from the, let's say, the supplier who they
Yes.
buy it from,
The
that
importer,
the
yes.
import,
Yeah.
right? That I'm buying, let's say, a 50 pound cement bag, that
Mhm.
it's actually 50 pounds,
Yes,
because
50
I know
pounds.
that at customs
Mhm.
you have to present a specific documents.
Mhm.
We spoke about some of those specific documents in past programs. um so they would have to do those as well for
Yes,
construction.
yes, yes, for sure,
Okay.
Joseph. Yes.
All right. So people, you know what you have to do already. Okay. So there's no community, quote unquote, supermarkets
Mhm.
in my community.
Mhm.
I want to invest so that I can provide for my community. Um, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I don't want to go in the old school kind of a balance weight and so on. I want to be up to the times, man. When you're walking in, nice ear corn, you have your aisles and so on. So I want to open up a supermarket in my community. Nice supermarket provides everything for you, and I want to make sure that legal for trade scale is set up and it's proper. What should I, as an investor, somebody, a supermarket owner, be looking for if I want to buy a legal for trade scale? And I know a lot of these scales these days, they are linked, synchronized to computers. So it's like, as you put it on, as you weigh the item at the cash out, it tells you the price once. So
one time,
like you said, I pay in, it's $5 for the pong. It's 2.2 pong, so it'll be $5 and some cents and so on. What should I be looking for if I want to invest in that type of scale? Is there any auxiliary equipment like a computer that needs to go with it? What should I be looking for?
Okay. So as you said, Joseph, the price computing skills, as I said again, that word will come up again. As you said, legal for trade certification. You must ensure that from the manufacturer or the device that scale is in fact legal for trade. They can provide you with that certification that you can use when it comes down to Dominica, that you can provide documentation to the bureau that device is in fact legal for trade.
Okay.
In terms of auxiliary devices, Joseph, like for instance, if you're using more than one scale, you may need like some sort of software that will be able to basically manage your different scales, basically keep them in tandem, keep them like the surges, prevent power surges, so forth, to make sure that they're receiving current, electricity, they're all powered up. Also something that we, in terms of the price computing skills, like as I said, for supermarkets, something that would be key is like the service calibration and warranty aspect of that device. What post-purchase services that the manufacturer can provide to you in terms of like getting parts. If a part goes bad on that scale, easy is it to get a part for the scale without having to buy a new one. Also, there's a company based out in Trinidad, Trinidad Labeling Company, that basically does servicing for a wide listing of companies around the region, Joseph, and they're always on island doing the different servicing for the different supermarkets, Joseph. So which is also a good thing. So that's another good thing that you all have to look into.
All right, Jomarie, we have just about 10 more minutes. We're going to take our last breather. We're going to come back in about 60 to 70 seconds as we wind down this episode right here. Back to Standards in the Spotlight, and you, Jomarie, indicated that there are companies that come and I guess we can call it maintenance, part replacements and so on. And maybe I can even piggyback on not just maintenance but also verification. I had asked about it much earlier on. I just so that you and of course our listeners can just remember it. Um, I want to ensure that the bag of flour or the bag of sugar I buy at the supermarket, when the cashier weighs it on the scale,
Yes.
is a pong or is exact, like you said, down to the cents.
Yes.
We have spoken about a bit of verification in the past, in past episodes.
Yes.
But tell us, what does it mean from a Bureau of Standards perspective to verify a scale? How often is it done? What's the process
Yes.
for it to happen?
Yes, Joseph. So basically, verification entails that we check the scale and that it is basically fit for its intended purpose. So in verification, we do different weighing tests just to ensure that device is weighing accurately from the first time that it was plugged up until the time that we come to verify it. We just want to make sure that scale is working accurately. Verification on these devices are done twice a year, every 6 months.
Okay.
So just to ensure that the measurements are up to date and they're pristine as to when we left the last time, that period is in fact sufficient, because you don't want to have it too long that sometime when you come back you don't know when in fact that the scale started behaving weirdly. So once during the 6 month period, it suits both the consumer and also the person that's selling, that we verify the scales every 6 months. Yes.
Okay. So that's specific to, like, let's say supermarkets, chains like that.
Yeah, supermarkets, also with the fuel pumps as well.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, markets. I go into the fresh produce market. The backyard farmers. I might see a man with some dashing on the
Yes.
side of the road. Market vendors, people with small shops.
Yes.
They might think, well, like these verifications don't put into them. But I have a question: do these verifications also put into them or not? And do they also have to verify their skills? And if their skills are not verified, what do you want to tell them?
Yes, Joseph. We at the Dominica Bureau Standards, we like to spell out the importance of verification to all enterprise holders, be it small, as you said, the backyard, to the extremely large. Because accuracy, first of all, one, it protects your money. As I said, it's an investment. You have to use your money to buy your 100-pound bag of sugar that you're going to weigh out for your customers. Also, verification, it builds consumer trust. I come into your enterprise and seeing that your scale was in fact verified by the bureau, I see that green sticker and it gives the validity of the verification. I would feel confident in conducting business with you.
Okay.
So that goes a long way. As you said, you avoid legal issues, especially as you said, the legal for trade aspect. So once you're involved in trade, you want to ensure that these devices are in fact verified. As it also makes your business smarter. It can help you keep track of your inventory. Okay, I weighed out 1 pound 40 times for the week, so that should be 40 pounds. So I should remain 60 pounds in my 100-pound bag of sugar that I bought at the start of the week. And also, Joseph, it's a small effort with big benefits. Verification doesn't take a long time. We come in, we do the verification. Once everything is okay, we're in and out of your business in a jiffy. But the benefits that you get as the consumer of that verification is that you ensure that your device, your scale, is in fact working accurately.
We're also asking let's say the market vendors to make sure that they get their skills verified as well. Do they also receive like a sticker, certificate of some sort?
Yes, Joseph.
It works the same way for them.
Yes, for them. Once verification is conducted, the same thing happens once it passes. You get your green sticker, a certificate is issued. That's your evidence basically that you can use. That in fact you're not just saying that your scale was verified by the Bureau of Standards. You have your sticker as one evidence, and also you have your certificate to show.
Now, if a scale fails verification, maybe they might not have been aware, boy, that had a little glitch to it, and the Bureau identifies it. What happens when you realize, boy, hey, Joseph, boy, your scale not, it's not saying 1 pound, not it's a 1 pound, but it's saying 0.99 pounds, and we tried it. So, what does Joseph have to now do? What's the next step for Joseph?
Okay, Joseph. One thing we will then look more into detail. What could have caused that scale to basically fail the verification. So then we could look at the internal components. As I said before, if it's an electronic scale, we could look at the load cells to see if it's defective. In the mechanical scale, look at the springs to see if they are compressed too much or they're not elongated enough. Also, Joseph, environmental damage can also be the dust and so forth could get in between the load cells, preventing it from running properly. Also, improper installation, Joseph. Sometimes you think that you place the scale on a true flat surface, where in fact it's not on a flat surface, which is affecting the readings that the scale is giving you. So once we then look at that, Joseph, then we could see, okay, if the parts can be replaced, the scale is repaired, then a re-verification is done once the scale is repaired. But then if the scale cannot be repaired, there might be some instances where the components are too badly damaged, and also repairing this scale might be more costly than buying a new one.
Okay, all right.
You understand? So then you replace it altogether, and then verification is done on that new device.
All right, very, very, very simple. Now, you mentioned of the. Well, okay, you and I, of course, we mentioned it, and I keep mentioning it for the gas stations. But other than the gas station with the green sticker, supermarkets, market vendors, I as a consumer, you as a consumer, how do I know? What do I have to look for? What should I look for to know that, hey, you know what? That scale has been verified by the Bureau of Standard. It has gone through the testing. It has been certified. What should I look for?
Yeah.
And, we've spoken about the gas stations already. Just look for the green sticker.
Yeah.
We're talking about market vendors, fish vendors, let's say roadside vendors, supermarkets, those
even
the other ones. What should a consumer look for?
Yeah. So Joseph, it would be that same green sticker, because we use that green sticker for the fuel pumps, and also same for the weighing devices. Also, Joseph, what's important that the consumer has to look for on that green sticker, because it's usually placed as close to that device as possible, especially one where the consumer is going to be basically using that device. So it might be on it, which is visible to the consumer, or somewhere close to that can be attached basically or linked to that scale. And then also, the most important thing they have to look for on that green sticker is basically the verification validity period. They need to check to see if the date, basically the month and the year, if that has already passed, or if that is a date that's in the future. Once that's a date that's in the future, that means that the scale has recently been verified and it's valid up to that future date. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So is it, like you said, is the same green sticker?
Yes.
So when I'm looking at, when consumers look for it, they need to look for future dates.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
to ensure that, hey, it's still good. The machine is working correctly. All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Like as I said, the verification is valid for 6 months. So if we do a verification this month, then it will be valid up until June of 2026. 6 months into the future.
All right. So, and of course, now, if let's say a consumer kind of suspects they're looking for the scale, and they've been feeling the weight's a little funny. This week, boy, to me that pound of sugar do feel like the pound, boy, or the bag of flour feels a little off, like how I've been buying it. What can a consumer do to ensure that where they are buying from, the scales are legal for trade and well certified setup scales?
One thing, Joseph, as a consumer, if you go into an enterprise and you are questioning if this scale is in fact legal for trade or verified, you could speak to them first in the instant, ask them if their scale has been in the past verified by the Bureau of Standards. They could also provide you that evidence, as I said, it's the certificate, just to squash out all of that. Or they could contact us directly and help and let us deal with the matter. So basically, they'll contact the Bureau of Standards, the Metrology unit, and say that, okay, I went by X enterprise, I think that their skills are not verified, and then we can go in and do that investigation. We can check when last year's skills were verified. Then we could contact them, go into the verification, and just iron out all the kinks and all the doubts basically in the consumer's minds.
All right. So very, very, very simple. You as a consumer, ladies and gentlemen, please ensure you make sure you see the green sticker and look for the future date. Jomarie, you shared some tips earlier on how businesses can take care of their scales. Make sure you keep them clean. They say dust free. Of course, very importantly, contact the Bureau of Standards to make sure that you all come. Is there a fee if a supermarket or a vendor or somebody wants to come and verify their legal for trade skills? Is there a fee? What's the process like if I want you to come to my business to make sure that I am legal for trade?
Okay. So first things first, they will contact us at the Bureau of Standards, and then once they get in contact, then we'll ask them some questions about the device, the capacity, because our pricing is done based on how much a scale can basically weigh.
Okay.
So for instance, Joseph, a scale up to 25 pounds, it will be $25 to verify. Then a scale up to 100 pounds will be $50 to verify. So that's just basic. We just ask the basic questions basically, and then we can give you a pricing as to what it will cost us to come into that verification further.
All right. So it's very, very, very simple. It's also an investment, like Jomarie said, in you, in your reputation, people, in your reputation. All right. Jomarie, I've taken a little bit of the overtime, but it's okay, man. It's okay. Jomarie, thank you so much. Anything you wanna, you wanna close off our program as we, speaking about scales, measurement. We've dove deeper into metrology. Anything you wanna close off with tonight, Jomarie?
Yeah, Joseph. So my closing words to the public would be, once for scales, make sure you identify the intended use of that scale. Take care of your scale, and your scale will basically take care of you. Once you show love to that scale, the preventative maintenance, periodically the bureau comes in to verify your device. Your lifespan of your device would be basically lengthened, and your business will continue operating as it should, and you wouldn't have to be incurring any additional costs.
I'm not sure if I missed any, but I counted about 10 times legal for trade.
For sure.
I may have missed one or two, but at least 10 times.
Yeah.
At least within the last half an hour,
Yeah.
At least within the last half an hour, ladies and gentlemen. So emphasis on legal for trade. It's not just for the supermarkets, but roadside vending, fish, the Rosa markets, anything that deals with measuring, skills and so on. Just check out the Bureau of Standards. Jomarie, thanks again for joining me for just a little over an hour. Thanks again, Jomarie, and thank you to the listeners. We were on all DBS's frequencies, television channels, on Facebook and YouTube. We do apologize for the small glitch earlier on the socials. We got that rectified, and of course, a very, very, very interested. It may have sounded like a complicated topic, but of course, Jomarie was here with us tonight, who smoothed it out. He made it very simple for us. Thank you to the listeners. If you're buying or selling anything by weight, your scale matters because your scale also impacts your reputation. Don't forget, Jomarie advised earlier on some of the the skills you can choose for yourself, for your business. Choose the right one. Take care of it. And very importantly, please make sure that it is verified by the Bureau of Standards. You can visit our website www.dominicastandards.org for more information. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. It's very simple, at Dominica Bureau. You can give us a call, 235-1592. Send us an email, info@dominicastandards.org. Thanks for joining us on this episode, and it has been another great episode of Standards in the Spotlight. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with you sometime in the new year. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bureau of Standards. Jomarie, thanks again. Good night.
Yeah, good night, Joseph.
All right, man.
Yeah.
It's always a better choice. My one and only station.
DBS Radio.